Hello all, welcome to our channel Nursery to Varsity. In the previous video, we have covered the noun as case, and this time in this tutorial we'll cover the noun as number. So as you all know, number is all about singular and plural. If a noun denotes one person or thing, then it becomes a singular number, whereas if I say plural, then that denotes more than one person or thing. So basically, when a noun is identified with respect to numbers, that is considered as the noun as number. If I say a boy, that is a singular number. But whereas if I say boys, that is the noun as plural form. Girl to girls, cow to cows, and that's how list goes on. Now, how can we convert the plural form out of the singular form? So from this slide, we'll cover all the rules one by one. Starting with the rule number 1. The plural of nouns is generally found by adding s to the singular. So basically, whenever we see a singular word, we first hit by applying s at its end and by converting it into the plural form. For example, if I say book, we will add s and we'll say books, and books will be the plural form. Cow to cows, and that's how it goes. But this is a general form. Moving on to the next rule says that the nouns ending in s or sh or ch or x form the plural by adding es to the singular. So in all these suffixes, in the case of all these suffixes, we just simply add es and convert the plural form out of singular form. Like class is class ending with s. So I'll simply add es and say classes. Same with dish to dishes, match to matches, text to texts. And as you can see that all these words are ending with somehow with s, sh, ch or x. Moving on to the next one. Most nouns ending in o also form the plural by adding es to the singular. Now you can see that this rule is basically an addition to the previous rule. Or I can say all the rules in this tutorial will going to be the addition to the previous rule or an exception to the previous rule. So according to this rule, any noun that is ending with o will get converted into plural by adding es to it. For example, if I say mango ending with o, I'll add es and say mangoes. Then hero to heroes, and that's how it goes. Moving on to the next, nouns ending in oo, that is double o, all words ending in io, eo, yo, or some words ending in o preceded by a consonant. The last one is ending with o preceded by a consonant, add s, not es. So as you can see, all the examples we are having over here are ending with either oo, eo, io, o, and some are. Now you can see all the examples. First one is bamboo, that is ending with double o. So I'll add s to it and convert into plural form. Cameo, then that's ending with eo, adding s to it and becomes cameos. Similarly, portfolio, portfolios, embryo, embryos. But the last one is a catch. As you can see that the word is ending with o, preceding with a consonant. Then I'll add s to it, not es. And as you remember, according to the previous rule, let me change the slide and show you. In the last rule, that is the third one, we have read that most nouns ending in o also form the plural by adding es to the singular one. Whereas when I said the next rule, it simply says that o preceded with a consonant, add s, not es. So this is one more an additional rule to the previous rule. Moving on to the fifth part of rule 1. Nouns ending in y preceded by a consonant form their plural by changing y into I and adding ess. So if I say baby, then ending with y having a consonant before y, that is b, then I'll simply take out y and place ies in place of it and I'll get a plural form. Similarly with city, I'll simply take out y and put IES. And that's how it goes. Moving on to the sixth part of Rule 1, the following nouns ending in F or FE form, they're plural by changing into V and adding ES. So when I say thief, that is ending with F, will take VES as its plural form. That is, I'll simply take out F and put VES. Then if I say wife, that is ending with FE. So simply I'll take out FE and place VES, and that's how it goes. Now this is time for the exceptions. Now you can see, according to the exception 1, the nouns like draft, half, scarf, warf take either S or VES in the plural. So according to the rule, as they are ending with F, they should be like always having a plural form with VES, but they can also take S as their plural forms. Like it can be dwarfs and dwarves. It can be hoffs and hoffs. And you can see that scarves are same like with S and VES. Moving on to the next So according to the second exception, there are words ending with F and FE having S or add S in their plural form. According to the rule, a singular word ending with F should always use VES in its end for its plural form. But as per the exception, as you can see the examples, here, as you can see, chief, it is simply ending with F but adding S into its plural form. Safe, safes, proof, proofs, gulf, gulfs, and there are a number of words like that. So these are simply exception cases to the previous rule we had. Now moving on to the rule number 2. So first part is a few nouns form their plural by changing the inside vowel of the singular. Now let's see how it works. If I say men, it just simply the A got converted into E and it converts into the plural form. That is, MAN as singular form will get converted into the plural form by MEN. Same with women, women. Foot, feet. Tooth, teeth. So this is another angle of converting a singular word into plural word. Now, rule 3. That is, there are a few nouns that form their plural by adding en to the singular. Like if I say ox, that's simply oxen. If I say child, that's children. So basically adding en to the singular. This is rule number 3. So now this is the time for keynotes. According to the first keynote, we have some nouns having singular and plural form alike. For example, if I say swine, sheep, deer, aircraft, spacecraft, series, spices, these are the words you have never heard like sheeps, deers, aircrafts. No. The reason being, these are most probably these are the words that are common noun. When I say aircraft, aircraft denotes all the craft traveling in air. Spacecraft, crafts for space. Series, to numbers. Spices, to herbs. So these are the words having both their forms are alike. Moving on to the next thing, when I say pair, dozen, score, basically the numeral thing when I say like hundred, thousands. So these never become thousands or hundreds or pairs or dozens. It simply says pair, dozen, 100,000. When I say I bought 3 dozen oranges, I never say 3 dozens oranges. Reason being, a dozen already has 12. I can say 10 pair of shoes, not 10 pairs of shoes, because a pair already has 2. So these are the things around numerals. Moving on to the weights thing, it's like stone, 100 weight. I never say 100 weights. 20 100 weight make 1 ton. I never say 20 100 weights make 1 ton. So this is a keynote what we can take out. So next one is some nouns are used only in the plural. Let's see how. First one is names of instrument which have 2 parts forming a kind of pair. These are always used as plurals like scissors, tongs, pincers, spectacles, because as you can see that all these words are already having more than one thing in it. If I say scissors, there are like two parts of it. So used always as plural. Now, names of certain articles of dresses like trousers. Trousers because we have two legs or two parts covering legs in it. Drawers, breeches, jeans, again like trousers, tights, shorts, pajamas, and so on. Certain other nouns like thanks, proceeds. You have never heard or you will never going to hear thank. We always say thanks. You'll not never going to hear proceed, proceeds. It's like nuptials, assets, and many more, I guess. Now, moving on, some nouns originally are singular but generally used as plural, like alms, riches, eaves. These are names. They are simply singular but generally used as plural. As you can see the example, riches do many things. According to the grammar rule, we use does with a singular noun, but here as we are using do because they are generally referred as plural. Moving on to the next, some nouns look plural but are in fact singular. This is basically a vice versa case. In earlier, they were singular but used as plural. Here, they seems plural but they are singular. In first thing, name of subjects. Like when I say mathematics, physics, electronics, these all words seem plural, having s in it or giving a sense of more than one. But simply they are singular and they are just one. So, for example, I'll say like mathematics is his favorite study. I'll never say mathematics are. No, because these are singular things again. Second, the word news. It definitely seems plural, but this is singular. No news is good news. Now, name of some common disease like measles, mumps, rickets. So again seems quite plural having this s and es things, but again a singular used as singular one, like measles is infectious. Name of some games like billiards, draughts, but for example, billiards is my favorite game, used again as singular thing. So moving on to some more keynotes. The first one is proper abstract and material nouns, that are types of nouns, are generally have no plurals unless they are used as common nouns. So moving on to the first example, set of example, Egypt is a country. Here the word Egypt is simply a proper noun. But when I say many Egypts could be contained in India, then here Egypt is a common noun. So as you can see, when a proper noun is used as a common noun, in that case we can ask for its plural form. Else I'll never say Egypt is a country or Egypts are a country. No. Same with the material thing. Tea is a pleasant drink. Tea is simply a material here. But when I say Assam has best teas in the world, I'm talking about a common tea or kinds of tea. So in that case, I can mark it as plural form. Abstract again is a feeling, so I can say kindness is a part of his character in abstract form. But I can't say kindnesses are a part of his character. No. But when I convert it into common form, I can say he did many kindnesses. Here is a note for the above keynote. As a common noun, people means nation and is used for both singular and plural. In the above note, we have seen that common nouns can be used as a plural form. But according to the note, we can also use common noun as singular form. Let's see how. According to the first example, the Japanese are a hard-working people. In this sentence, I really want to convey people as a nation. Means I really just want to depict about a single nation, that is Japan, saying the Japanese are a hard-working people. Whereas in the second sentence, there are many different peoples in Europe. That means there are many different nations in Europe. So at the end of the slide, I really want to say that it totally depends upon the sentence and the essence of the sentence, that how you really want to depict, how or what is the soul you really want to take out of the sentence. That is the reason and that is the way to approach to the different forms. Moving on to the next slide. Now it's time for rule 4. A compound noun generally forms a plural by adding s to the principal word. When I say commander-in-chief, the plural will be commanders-in-chief. It will not be like commander-in-chiefs. No. Son-in-law will be sons-in-law, not son-in-laws. Daughter-in-law, daughters-in-law. Now, next rule, rule number 5. Many nouns taken from foreign languages keep their original plural form. For example, from Latin, word like formula, the plural form will be formulae, Formulae. So all index to indices. So all these words have their particular plural form, no relation with the rules or the keynotes or the exceptions we have studied in the previous slides. So there are so many other words from Greek, Italian, French, Hebrew, and so on. Moving on to the keynote, some nouns have two forms for the plural, each with a somewhat different meaning. For example, I say a word brother. Brothers will be a plural form, means sons of the same parent. Whereas the second plural form, that is brethren, means members of a society or a community. So you can see both the plural forms have different meaning. Cloth to clothes and clothes. With s thing, the meaning is kinds or pieces of cloth. But with the es thing, it is all about garments. So as you can see how meaning has changed. Moving on to the next, some nouns have two meaning in a singular but only one in plural. Again, vice versa for the previous keynote. Earlier it was different meaning for plurals, here different meaning for singular. When I say light as a singular thing, it means radiance as well as a lamp. But when I say lights, it's all about lamps. When I say powder, it can be dust or a dose of medicine. But powders is always doses of medicine. Moving on to the next. Some nouns have different meanings in a singular and the plural thing. Like when I say force, it means strength. But forces depicts to troops. Good is for well-being or benefit, whereas goods for merchandise. So as you can see, singular and plural are entirely different in their meaning in this case. And the last thing or the last keynote we have for the topic is certain collective nouns, though singular in form, are always used as plural, like poultry, cattle, vermin, people, gentry, and so on. For example, these poultry are mine. These words seems quite singular but used as plural. The reason, they are already consist of number of entities in it. Whose are these cattle? So these are the examples about collective nouns having essence of singular but used as plural. So this is all about today's lecture. Hope you have enjoyed this tutorial, and if you have any queries, you can either comment in the comment box or mail us at nurtuvo@gmail.com. You can follow us on all our social media handles. You can see the links on the screen, and please don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thanks for watching. Till then, keep liking, keep sharing, and keep subscribing.